funniest thing. That was the funniest thing I've ever heard. I'm never gonna find anything else that funny again.
Yeah, anyway, I wanted to ask you, how old were you when you realized Santa wasn't real?
What? Santa's not real?
Yeah, dude, aren't you like in your 20s? Like,
Hi, my name is Daniel, and when I was 10 years old, I discovered that Santa wasn't real. Or did I? Well, let's set the scene. I couldn't sleep, caught up in the excitement of a Christmas on a warm Christmas Eve night. Suddenly, I heard someone enter my room. Feigning sleep, I peeked a look, only to have my entire worldview shattered as I saw my dad standing there, a little wine drunk, putting presents where Santa should. My life ruined and destroyed. I questioned every life decision I had ever made and what I should do next. The next day, I acted as if I saw nothing, knowing that my entire life had been held together by lies. I chose to start my real acting career. I chose to create a web of deceit that fits into the Santa Claus agenda held by all parents across specifically first world countries had agreed to. I took the presents with great stride, and I chose not to inform my siblings over the next few days, now unsure if they were also part of this facade making up my reality. For the next few days, I believed Santa was dead to me, having been proved of his non-existence by my own hands. But then it hit me. Now, I had not exactly been a good kid growing up. I'm not going to lie to you. I never went to bed on time. I assaulted and then stole from my brother, committed property damage against my sister, spat food at my father, flashed my family, and worst of all, took part in torture through forcing a lack of sleep in others. So at this point, I questioned, did Santa really not exist? Or had I always been on the naughty list? To discover the truth around this web of lies, I chose to promote the idea of Santa even more to my friends, saying things like, only those who know Santa is real can sit at this table, and excluding those who, like myself, may have discovered the truth around this lie, and making myself once again appear as the naive and innocent sheep I once called my friends.
Yeah, he did that.
It wasn't very nice of him to do that.
I then greatly decreased the amount of swearing and sex jokes I made. Not only because we had an information note explaining the meaning behind all those words, and we started sex ed, but also because I knew I had to get myself on the good list. I had never behaved so well in my life. My friends liked me more. I picked up some tricks from some of the nicest kids in school, so I knew I would be on that good list. I even became a feminist for the first time ever. Now sure, there may have been a few hiccups along the way. I may have gaslit, convinced an entire generation of 6-year-olds that I was in fact Batman. I also made my older sister cry on her 14th birthday, but that is besides the point. The point is that I'd been lied to by my parents, and I was determined to discover the truth around this myth. However, to really find out the truth and risk it all, I chose to really take time writing my Christmas list at the end of the year. In fact, I took so long writing my Christmas list that I never finished it. So, when my parents came to me with a piece of paper from Santa Claus saying how glad he was to read my Christmas list, I laughed in its face at this poor, pathetic excuse of his existence, knowing once and for all that I was right, that Santa Claus did not exist. But there was a problem with this conclusion. I looked to my siblings and my friends and I just saw how happy and excited they were about this time of year. And I realized I lost some of that joy and magic about Christmas. And I realized that I'd never been so good before in my life and felt so good about it. I mean, I even got an award for being the nicest kid in school. My parents knew I'd been acting very good that year, so I was rewarded handsomely at the end of the year. So, in some weird way, the worldwide lie had worked to make me become a better person, and I knew this. So, what did this mean? Now, as the rules of Christmas state, no presents to the poor. The richer and or gooder you are, the more presents you get, and the number of presents you get decreases as you get older, until Santa forgets about you completely when you become an adult. So, by the time I became an adult myself, I no longer cared for this magic and joy in my life, with the hardships of puberty having taken it away from me. But now, as an adult, does that make it my responsibility to be open and honest about the truth behind Santa Claus? And tell kids what's really going on? Or do I spread the myth, keep the lie going, make parents' lives easier, and give children just that little bit more magic? Well, maybe.
What do you mean Santa Claus is real?
Santa Claus is real.
No, he's really not. It's a myth made up for children.
Then how do you explain the North Pole? Fucking elves, fucking reindeer.
Stop!